Right, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to 2022 on this channel. I have had a lovely little break from uploading, editing, all the YouTube stuff. It's been nice. I had a good Christmas and a good New Year's. I hope you guys did too. I'm back with a vengeance. I've got like the whole year planned for videos. Today's video is obviously my project plan update, and we've got some updates. Some, I want to say good updates, but some good progress as well. And spoiler, we will be rolling out and rolling in some products. So without further ado, let's get into it. I should mention that I go through these items from the oldest rolled in item to the newest, and so I start with the original 10 items, and when I have finished all of my original 10 items, I've got 3 of them left. When I finish all of the original 10, then we will do a finale and a refresh. That's how I do this project. I don't do it on a yearly basis. I do it based on when I finish my 10 items. So that could be less than a year, more than a year, but we shall find out because this is the first year I am doing this. So firstly, we have got this. This is my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 3.5, and I'm very excited to announce that this is finished. So about 2 weeks ago, so like halfway through the month, it started getting harder to pump this out, and now it's got to the point where I'm like struggling for product to come up here. So this is done. So this has been in the project since the beginning, so I'm very excited that we've got one item down, one less foundation in my collection as well, so that moves towards the goal. I have used this like every other time I've worn makeup for a total of, I think it's around like probably the 120 mark I've used this. And obviously I started this project like halfway through, as you can see where the green marking is at the top. I started halfway through there. So this is obviously too dark for me. You can probably tell it's too dark for me. And so I had to mix it with a white, which is probably why it's taking me this long to finish it. Also, this is weird because the pumps are quite small. So when you pump out a product, not a lot comes out of it, which I think is weird. But anyway, yeah, super psyched. Wow. I said psyched and excited mixed together there. But yeah, I'm very happy that this is out of my collection. Next, we have got this. This is my Colour Institute palette. I only used this 3 times this last month. So I think in my last update, I believe I had hit pan on this shade here. So going forward, I've got 3 more pans to hit to reach my goal with this product. I keep on getting those 2 words mixed up. So I've decided this last month to choose my 3 shades I want to focus on. Otherwise, I think it would take me too long or like forever to finish this. So the 3 shades I've chosen is this pink shade underneath, the one that I've hit pan on, so this white one here. And then these 2 brown shades at the bottom too. I've chosen these 3 shades because they have got the most usage out of them. So this is going to be the item that is going to decide when this project finishes. Because on to the next item. This is my Nars Orgasm blush, little mini. So a few months ago, you may recall, I accidentally panned this by dipping the end of a brush in. So we've been slowly making it look more like authentic. So the pan is still quite small, but it no longer looks like a cliff, and it looks more like the only way I can think of it is like the sand going into the sea. So it looks more natural now, which is great, which is what I want to go for. But also I rolled in a blush in my last update, which you'll see at the end because that's the newest item. And I decided that I've used this over 220 times now within the last year. Pretty much every single time I've worn makeup, I have worn this on my face as like a topper. So I have decided I'm going to roll this out today. It will probably end up in another project in the future. I'm not decluttering this. I love this, so I'm going to keep it. I'm just not going to use it on this project. And just have a little, sorry, there's a little bit of fluff. I'm just going to have a little bit of a break from this. But yeah, I do want to actually finish this at some point in the future. That is 2 items thus far that we want to roll out. Oh, I should also mention, I used my foundation 11 times this month. I used this palette 3 times, but I only used, I think I used that shade once, and then this shade up here twice. Just so that we had some clarity, because I forgot to mention it there. Next up, we rolled in this. This is my Blush Nudes Maybelline New York palette. I rolled this in June, and I rolled in the 10th shade Long, which is this grey shade down here. So you can see there's a dip definitely happening. I have now used it 30 times, well, about 40 times in this project. I didn't count the first month because I started counting my numbers in July, so this was in June. So I'm guesstimating it's probably about 10 times more than what it says. So I think it's around about 40 times in total. But yeah, this is slow burner because it's quite hard pressed and it's quite sheer, I would say. So I find it really difficult to pick up product on this. Also, I really only use this as like an eyeliner. I feel like it's too dark for me to wear as an eyeshadow unless I'm actually going for that look. So yeah, I say that when I've got brown lip product on, but you know, whatever, that's how it goes. Okay, next up in July, we rolled in this. This is my Sleek Au Naturel palette. And I used this a total of 3 times this last month, a total of 36 times in this project. And I'm very excited to share that we have hit pan. Right there. So I did think in the last update that this would hit pan, so I'm not surprised at all that it did hit pan, because I was thinking like surely it's going to happen anytime soon. So yeah, it happened 3 days after, or around about after I did my update. I was like, damn it, now I've got to have this around for like a whole month. So yes, that is the 3rd item that we're going to be rolling out this month. Next, we've got this. This is my body lotion by Intimately Beckham. I don't know if the lighting will show or not, but I think that you can see it a little bit more. So in here, it doesn't look like the product has gone down, but I have used this 8 times last month, which is like a record high for me to use like the last like 5 months I've had it in my project. So I rolled this in August. So that's a total of 26 times. Sorry, I'm looking down at my spreadsheet if you're wondering why I keep on looking down. So what I'm thinking, well, it's obvious actually, because it's probably just it's probably just like the center is coming out now and it's stuck around the edges. But I do think we're probably getting close to the point where I need to cut it open, because it's starting, you know, it's really disgusting to say, but it's starting to like do that noise where it's near the end, where it doesn't sound, it sounds like a, you know, a certain noise. A squelching noise? No. I'm trying to think of a nice way of saying it, but you guys know what I mean. It makes that noise when there's not enough product in and it's just air that's coming out. So yeah, I think this is going to be hopefully maybe next month, but I wouldn't actually count on that knowing how little I end up using this. Just saying. It's a body lotion, but I tend to use it on my hands. I did try this month to use it on my legs. You know, I tried to remember to use it. Then in August I also rolled in this. This is my Cremated palette by Jeffree. And the shade I had rolled in is the shade RIP. Now, I only really use this as like an eyeliner look, so I don't really approve of people who like drill into the eyeshadows. But for this one, it looks like I have, because I'm only really using it as an eyeliner. So I don't know if it'll actually show or not, but it's basically just in the top corner that I'm focusing on, because I don't know why, I feel like I just started using it there. Anyway, we are a slow mover for sure, but we shall see how it goes. I know that these pans are quite big, so I'm not too surprised that it's taking me like forever to get through this. Then in September I re-rolled this back in, so this was in earlier on. I can't remember if it was one of my original 10 or not, but it was definitely in here earlier. I believe that the shade, was it that shade that I had rolled in earlier on in this project? I don't know, but the shade I have got rolled in this project even is this shade 2 before it, which is the 92nd shade. And I think you can see now that there is definitely a crater forming. So this eyeshadow actually appears in a lot of my projects currently. So I ended up using this 8 times this last month, because I keep on picking it up for my other projects. Yeah, so it's looking more like a crater. I feel like last month it was kind of like flattened out, so we're definitely getting somewhere. I do believe we're probably about halfway there, which means I think it says I've used this 23 times in total, so halfway there. We've got a while to go. Then in September I also rolled in this is my Modern Renaissance palette, and I rolled in the shade Vermeer, which is the shade up at the top, and you can see now that there is a dip forming. So the last couple of months, well, the last few months, I feel like it just wasn't really showing anything. It was just showing disturbance in the pan, and I couldn't really tell if anything was actually working or not. So this is the first month that I can finally see a dip forming, but I don't know if that's just me trying to make the dip show, because otherwise beforehand I think I was just like evenly going across the pan, whereas this time around I was really trying to make it look more obvious. Yeah, I feel like we've made some progress. So I used this one 4 times this last month. I feel like these shades are like a lot more crumbly and have a lot more fallout, a lot more product that picks up when you use it. Just a little bit more loose pressed, I guess you could say. We are now at 16 times used in this project. I know some people panned it in 16 goes, but I'm not that kind of girl. But yeah, this is a really pretty shade. I do love it. Okay, and finally, last month I rolled in this. This is my Orgasm The Multiple by Nars. So this is obviously the same as this blush, but like in cream format, which looks like this, if you guys can see. So I have decided that this month, or going forward, that I just want to focus on this one and not have 2 Nars blushes in my project. And so this is probably going to be more like a base blush, whereas this one was a topper, this one's going to be a base. Yeah, I'm very happy about that, to be honest. I do love this. I think it looks like so natural and has like a natural sheen to my cheeks. I'm not wearing it today. So I do think that my project will probably last maybe 2 more months, given that I've only got 1 item left in my original 10. I do think it won't last a long time. I am going to probably focus on the 3 items that I'm going to roll in until the end of the project, depending what they are. I mean, if I hit pan, that's a bonus, but I obviously don't know what the products are yet. Before we get into rolling in, I also want to mention this. So every month I roll in an item to work on alongside, like an eyeshadow. I mean, I usually roll in an eyeshadow, there we go, or palette to work on alongside the top 10. So last month I rolled in this, which is my Comics Gold Magnificent Metal Eyes eyeshadow by Stila, and this could not have been rolled in at at a more perfect time. So as you can see, it is very, very, very glittery. So this was like perfect for the Christmas and festive period. So I wore it only 6 times this last month. I think my goal was 10 times, but 6 times, and I wore it pretty much the week of Christmas, and I had no regrets. I used it like as a halo in the center, I used it in the crease, I used it in the inner corner, I used it on the outer corner. Yeah, really enjoyed wearing this. I really enjoyed wearing this for that time period. So firstly, we are going to roll in. So we're currently working on more than 5 eyeshadows, and technically 5 eyeshadow palettes in my project pan currently. So if I roll a number that's an eyeshadow, I'm just going to re-roll until we don't, just because it's too like picky to try and remove them from my numbers. So we're just going to ignore it. So without further ado, we've got 1 to 930. My numbers went up last month because I got a palette for Christmas, so that is why. I got the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette for Christmas. Okay, that is an eyeshadow 91. Oh, that's a highlighter. Oh, okay. Oh, I like that highlighter. Okay, happy about that. Eyeshadow. I think that's a nail polish. Okay, that's 2 items. Come on, 118. Oh no, that's an eyeshadow still. Eyeshadow. See, told you it's going to take me a long time. And 920. 91, I know, is a highlighter. 913 and 920 are blank spaces. So we're going to go through to my prompt sheet, which is 1 to 140, 1 to 40 even. Now, if we hit a certain number, it does mean that this month will be the last month of this project pan, and then we'll do a whole project pan refresh next month. So I'll do a finale next month, and then I'll do an intro like for the next month. If that makes sense. Well, got to roll in 2 items. So 29, that is a color generator, okay. And then we've got 16, which is brand new. Okay, let me go and think about what these items are, and then I will be right back. Okay, so firstly we had the number 91, which is a highlighter. It's my Monster Super Shock Cheek by Colourpop. Now this is already hit pan, kind of. I mean, it's that product that sort of moves a lot, so it might not look like it's hit pan currently, but every time I use it, it sort of moves around the pan. I love this stuff. It is gorgeous. Oh, I don't know if it will even. Can I get the lighting correct? Well, you can kind of see it. It's that glow on my wrist. So my goal basically for all of these 3 items is basically to use them until I finish this project. So the next item I rolled in was a prompt, which was a color generator, and the shade I rolled in was this yellow. So I didn't want to work on another eyeshadow, so the only other yellow thing I could think of that I've got is this, which is my BH Cosmetics Belgian Waffle bronzer and highlighter palette. I don't know what my goal is for this. We shall see. Maybe I should number generate which shade I'll work on, but I feel like I'll probably end up focusing more on this Sorry, I've got the paper. So I think I'll probably end up focusing on this. Haven't quite decided, as I've only just brought it in, so maybe over the next month I will decide what I'm going to do. Then next up we've got this. This is my Lasting Perfection Ultimate Wear Concealer. So I had the prompt to roll in something brand new. Now the only item I've got that's like brand spanking new is my Mercury Retrograde palette. I didn't want to roll in another eyeshadow, so I went and did a shuffle through my items to find in my other categories what is brand new, and I've got a load of concealers which I've never used. So this is it. This is the concealer I've decided to roll in. I don't really wear concealer regularly, so maybe this will help me boost that. So those are the 3 items. Yeah, as I said, it's these items. As I said, I'm going to probably work on these either until I hit pan or until this project is finished. Either or which one comes earlier. I don't think I'll finish the concealer or a bronzer or a highlighter in this instance, but I do foresee myself hitting pan on the highlighter in this one pretty soon. Now finally, we need to roll in the item to work on alongside these items. So where is my wheel? So this is the app I have all of my eyeshadow palettes in. So it's singles and palettes that sit in here, and as soon as I roll them into this project they can't be rolled in again. So I pretty much, as soon as this video is filmed, I will go in and delete that item from the wheel so it can't be rolled in. I have added in the Mercury Retrograde palette, so without further ado, let's roll. Hopefully that it's not Mercury Retrograde. Revolution Flawless Matte. Okay, this is actually going to be quite easy to work on actually, because this is in my Pan Those eyeshadows. So I think my goal for this is to use every shade once. Here it is, right on my table already. So this is what it looks like. And these are the shades. So of course it says it in the name, Flawless Matte. So they're all matte shades. So my goal is to work on all of these shades once. The item that I'm working on a different project is this shade here, which is Olden. So I can work on all the other shades apart from that one. I probably won't end up working on these two, because these two are a little bit too dark for me, especially the black. I'm not too much of a fan of working on blacks because I've got so many of them. So yeah, that's my goal, is to work on this. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. A very exciting month, a few rolls out, a few roll-ins, and potential getting closer and closer to the end of this project. Next week we are going to have a vlog that's going up onto this channel, which is like a recap of the last month, because I have been filming for this entire month. So yeah, I hope you guys look forward to that, and I shall see you guys then. Bye!